July 9, 2006. 7 minutes into the World Cup final, Zinedine Zidane steps up to take a penalty. He chooses a panenka, a delicate vertical chip that strikes the underside of the crossbar before crossing the goal line. In the 110th minute of that same match, the composure vanishes. Following a verbal exchange, Zidane turns and drives his head into the chest of Italian defender Marco Materazzi. Zidane is sent off, walking past the golden trophy and into the tunnel. His professional career ends at that exact moment. To understand how a player of such technical elegance could conclude his career with a violent street act, we have to look at the environment that forged him. That environment was La Castellane, a high-rise housing project in the northern suburbs of Marseille. Zidane was the son of Algerian immigrants who left the Kabylie region in 1953. His father, Smail, worked as a warehouse man and a security guard, teaching his children that as immigrants, they had to work twice as hard as everyone else to be respected. Zidane spent his days on the concrete squares of the neighborhood. The rough, uneven surface demanded total ball control. A heavy, scuffed ball died at his feet with a precision few players could replicate. While the square developed his technique, the neighborhood required a different kind of armor. To defend his family's honor against racial insults, he developed a defensive pride that was quick to react to perceived slights. This duality surfaced early in his professional life. At Cannes and Bordeaux, he became known for la pausa, a momentary hesitation that froze defenders, but also for punching opponents who mocked his background. By the time he reached the top of the European game, Zidane's identity was set. He was a player capable of the most delicate artistry, but he remained tethered to the protective instincts of the streets. The artistry peaked in 1998. In the World Cup final in Paris, Zidane scored 2 headers against Brazil, lifting the trophy on home soil. The victory turned him into an icon. His face was projected onto the Arc de Triomphe as he became the defining image of a new, multicultural France. This fame brought a new kind of pressure. The French far right targeted him, questioning his loyalty to the country, while young immigrants looked to him as a savior. For a man who was naturally private and devoted to his family, carrying the weight of a nation's racial politics was an exhausting burden. He continued to lead on the pitch. During Euro 2000, he dictated the tempo of the entire tournament, moving through defenses with stepovers and feints that left opponents unable to reach him. In 2001, Real Madrid made him the world's most expensive player. He arrived in Spain with the expectation that he would deliver the Champions League title that had eluded him at Juventus. He did so in the 2002 final. As a high ball dropped from the sky, Zidane swiveled and volleyed with his left foot, sending a shot into the top corner. During this period, the world saw only the maestro. The refined, tactical leader of the Galacticos seemed to fully suppress the volatility of his youth. By 2006, Zidane had retired from international football, only to return to help a struggling French team qualify for the World Cup in Germany. In the quarterfinal against Brazil, at age 34, he neutralized a midfield featuring Kaká and Ronaldinho, proving he could still control the game at the highest level. He led France to the final against Italy. But after 110 minutes of physical play and targeted verbal provocation, the psychological pressure reached a breaking point. The insult from Materazzi acted as a catalyst. In that moment, the composure of the maestro fell away, and Zidane reacted with the same defensive reflex used decades earlier in the squares of Marseille. The red card in Berlin served as a final, jarring reminder of where Zidane came from. It showed a man who, even at the peak of global fame, remained governed by a personal code of honor that outweighed his public image. A decade later, he returned to the sport as the manager of Real Madrid, inheriting a squad of the world's most famous players. He managed through a quiet, intense presence. His former teammate Carlo Ancelotti noted that when Zidane speaks, players listen, allowing him to command the dressing room without needing to raise his voice. Under this leadership, Real Madrid won 3 consecutive Champions League titles, a feat that cemented his status as a tactician as effective as he was a player. Zinedine Zidane's career is defined by this persistent duality. He remains a compelling figure because his on-pitch artistry was always backed by the instincts of a fighter who never forgot his roots.